Alright guys, we're starting the stream tonight. We're doing a very special stream on Thursday. That's right, Thursday. Normally I don't stream on Thursdays, but this was sort of replaced for a stream I wanted to do last Monday. But unfortunately, I wasn't feeling very well because didn't get a lot of sleep. Had a lot of insomnia and I couldn't get to sleep that night. So this stream is replacing the stream I was going to do last Monday. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Hopefully also the OBS holds out, as well as I don't lose my second little monitor because it's been acting up the last couple days. I really need to in the near future rip apart my computer because it's running very, very slow. I'm probably gonna bring it to work and put a solid state drive on it. But I want to thank everyone who comes into the stream tonight. I didn't look at my phone as far as there you go. Grab it real quick here. The request should have went out, hopefully. Make sure the stream goes live to you guys. But I don't think it launched yet, so hopefully it goes soon. Everybody gets the email alerts. Thank everyone for coming to the stream tonight. If you do not catch the stream right now live, make sure you check it on video on demand on the VOD. So we're going to be talking about really two key points in the stream tonight. Again, my very first stream right now off the bat for 2020. It's my first stream. I want to thank everyone who comes into the chat, like I said, for tonight's stream. Again, hopefully you guys get the email alerts. I don't even know if they even went out. Hopefully they did. I have not yet seen anything, so I know I'm running live right now, so hopefully you guys join me in the stream tonight. So we'll see what happens. Just refreshing my page real quick, and I'm not seeing anything here, but hopefully something goes out. If you don't catch it, then you can always watch it on video on demand. So it's going to be an hour-long stream, hopefully. I put a link in the description box of this video to where I'm getting my reference material from, because it's very, very cool information I'm going to talk about, which I wanted to talk about on Monday because it's fairly new information. So first things first, let's talk about, I think the alerts went out right now. Let me check my thing real quick here. Yep, it went out. Let's take a look at the thumbnail, make sure it looks good. Good, thumbnail looks really, really good. I'm happy about that. Excuse me. So, first things first, again, 2020, very first stream of the year. I'm running a little late. Like I said, I wanted to do it Monday. I think the beginning of the stream got cut off here, so it wasn't feeling very well. I had a lot of insomnia. Plus, my computer's running very slow right now. I'm always having issues with this PC, and I'm probably going to be putting a solid-state drive in shortly. Drink of tonight's choice. I went with some cheap stuff. Went with Publix. I'm doing some Mountain Splash, which is their version of Mountain Dew. So that's what we're doing tonight. It's going to be an hour-long stream tonight, so let's get into it. Very first thing we want to talk about is the Funko Pop Battle Royal. The first round is complete. It's done. I'm going to move my... Hey, Optimus Prime, thanks for coming into the chat tonight. We're talking the winners of the Funko Pop Battle Royal stuff, and it's been 100% confirmed from McFarlane Toys, which we're going to go to their site, the DC Multiverse stuff that leaked about the second or third month of 2019, which I did a whole stream about, and then in August I did another stream for the updates, was 100% confirmed. That leak that dropped was 100% confirmed. Optimus, make sure you can hear me okay in this chat. Again, I can't hear myself when I talk, so I don't know if I'm coming across loud or not. If not, just crank up the sound a little bit because I am about 1.5 feet away from my microphone, so hopefully you can hear me okay. So that being said, let's talk about the Funko Pop Battle Royal stuff. So we had the brackets. Let me kind of bring you guys up. Thank you very much, Optimus. Let's bring you guys up to speed where the brackets were. So I'm going to move my OBS to my second little tablet real quick here and cast over to this page over here. 1 second. Let me get it up here. Perfect. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like. Right here. Bang. So over here is the rounds of competition. This is how the seeds for the first round went. We had the 8-bit Jason Voorhees against the 8-bit, this is all Funko, 8-bit Jason Voorhees versus Freddy Krueger, the Predator versus the Alien Xenomorph, the Superman Legion Collector's Core version versus Lobo, Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero versus Mortal Kombat Scorpion, that was from the Mortal Kombat X version, 10, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Mace Windu, the 90s cartoon Goliath versus the 90s cartoon Darkwing Duck, Venom Lethal Protector versus Carnage, and X-Men's Dark Phoenix versus X-Men's Psylocke. So, I went to look at the results, and they're all listed over here. I went down to the last 3 months, and here are all the results to be looked through. So let's kind of move this over a little bit so you can see what it would look like right here. So we're going to go very first round. The first round here was Jason versus Freddy. As you can see, none of this stuff came from me. I want to make that completely crystal clear right now. I had no bearing in these results. This came from the community and the people who watched this content. Overwhelmingly, people picked Jason Voorhees, so Jason goes into the next round of competition. The second round matchup here was the Alien Xenomorph versus Predator, and it stopped at a 50-50 draw. So what I mentioned in the videos, and all of the videos leading up to this round of competition, if it ended in a draw, I will be the deciding factor in this result. Looking specifically just at the pop, and the pop only, which is what I base this entire process on, the entire video segment series on, was the pop, not the character, not the history, not their powers, not their weaknesses, the strict pop that I reviewed. If I look at both the Predator and the Alien Xenomorph had better articulation and it had much better detailing on the figure. I'm going to give it to the Alien Xenomorph in the second round competition here. I think it's a better figure compared to the Predator. Personally, I like the Predator better as far as a character with powers and what I like about the Predator universe. Even though they share the same universe with Aliens and Predator, I prefer the Predator more. So I think the Predator's the Alien Xenomorph took that round of competition here. Moving to the third round, which is right here. This was the classic Superman versus Lobo, and Superman took the win there. The fourth round of competition is right here. This was very surprising. This was Sub-Zero. Those 21 clicks total through the entire video. And Sub-Zero crushed Scorpion 100% to 0. Scorpion didn't even get one vote, which was kind of surprising to me. The fifth round here was the Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Mace Windu. A very tight round of competition. Obi-Wan pulled it off with a 60% to Mace Windu's 40%. In the sixth round, we had Venom versus Carnage, and Venom took the win on that one. And on the seventh round, this one was this one's not the surprising one. Goliath took Darkwing Duck. I figured that would happen there. The sixth round had 11 clicks, if you were curious. The Venom versus Carnage. So Venom had it was 11 clicks on the card. The round was, again, Goliath took the win. And on the eighth round, which is very, very surprising for me, if I can get the page to reload. There we go. Just stop communicating. Again, this is my computer. I don't doubt it. It's just, again, I have issues with my PC right now, so there we go. The eighth round was very surprising. Psylocke took the win, beating Dark Phoenix. That's very, very surprising. I thought Dark Phoenix would easily take the win, but apparently you guys wanted Psylocke to take the round there. So if we look at the rounds here, we have Jason going against the Alien Xenomorph in the next round. We have Superman going against Sub-Zero. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi going against Goliath. And we have Venom going against Psylocke. So that's going to be a nice round of competition going into that next round here. So it's going to be very, very enjoyable to see that next round of competition play out. So I'll give you guys probably next Monday the next round brackets to put all this stuff updated. So I'll probably start the next round of Funko Pop Battle Royal, not this Sunday, but next Sunday most likely. So killing this piece here is we're going to be talking about the McFarlane toys. Hopefully you guys can see this. It might have locked up my page here. Hold on one second. Might have lost the stream. 1 second. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. Hey, Hobby, thanks for coming in. Yep. I think I lost the other page. Yep. Give me 1 second to get everything kind of reorganized again. Sometimes when this thing crashes, it just crashes volatilely. So let me just get it back in place. And get everything back to the way it was. 1 second, guys. Fix that real quick here. Give me 1 second to get this back to where it was. Sometimes when it locks up, I can't tell when it crashes. I'm trying to get this page hooked back up together again. Let me give you guys the link to the page I was using, which is right here. I'll put it into the chat for you. That's the page I'm using right now. And that's how we're going to, we'll use that one going forward. Give me 1 second. Hopefully it will Again, I'm having issues with the little tablet here, so unfortunately, I can't get it to cast to my little tablet. It was working, and then it stopped working all of a sudden, so we'll try it again here. Kill this one more time. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to reboot it. Yeah, the Batman looks very, very cool, Optimus. One thing I will give McFarlane credit for is their packaging looks really, really nice. I was very, very surprised with their packaging. It looks really, really good. 1 second, see if I can get it to go. Here we go. See if it will connect. Yeah, it's not even connecting. Yeah, it's not even connecting. So I'm just going to go with using the link in the page that you can see. And we'll just go from there. Because it's not even, my piece is not even hooking up. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, I can't even get the thing to connect right now. I'm going to reboot my tablet. Maybe that will work. We'll try that real quick here. I'm going to restart it. And we'll go from there. So yeah, the very first link was that Batman one. And I'm just going to follow them. I'll drop each link in successfully. The packaging looks really, really good. If you start clicking to the right, you'll see the different images of the packaging itself. It does look really articulated, which kind of surprised me. Mainly because McFarlane is not really known for their articulation. And it looks really, really good. I'm very, very surprised about that figure. At least with the Batman, per se. There is a chase version of this one as well. I don't have a picture of that one. Now, before I go any deeper into it, one thing I wanted to let you guys know was the McFarlane picking up the license was, we talked about this. Thanks for the Happy New Year stuff, Hobby. One thing that we talked about in the beginning of last year, about I think it was February, March of last year, was the leak of this stuff from McFarlane Toys. And it was a leak. A website got a hold of it. They weren't, we weren't really sure what the heck was going on. And it was 100% confirmed, indeed, that it was really this stuff that did leak, and it was truthful. We couldn't believe it that McFarlane got a hold of this stuff. They got the license, things like that. And it's very, very. I had mixed feelings about it because I was very, very concerned because McFarlane's not known for any of their articulation, and I was like, this could be a disaster. Hopefully, it will work, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. All things considered, the figure looks good. Is it going to be... I mean, it looks good, and these figures are supposed to release January 2020. From what I heard, price point was $19.99 up to $25 US. That's the price going for these particular figures. It looks pretty good to me. It does look good. I'm hoping that they do a good job with them. It's McFarlane Toys, and even though McFarlane... a lot of their stuff are pretty good. They're more action pieces from their action figures than they are from their from what you normally see for the figures, and it's always been a concern for me. But all things considered, I think I got it hooked back up again. It's talking now. Yay! So let me move this back over here so I can try to cast back to my little tablet. 1 second. Give me 1 quick second, see if I can get this thing fixed. We'll minimize this, and we're going to try to cast over without it crashing, hopefully. Bang, there we are. Perfect. So yeah, move this over here a little bit here. I'm going to cut into the chat a little bit. So this is the Batman figure. The packaging was over here. We get to the packaging. The packaging looks pretty good. I do like the packaging. This grapple gun he has is pretty neat accessory. He comes with a batarang, it looks like, and the grapple gun. He comes with this background card, as well as a stand. It looks like the grapple, the grapple itself, the piece, is wired into the frame, into the gun itself. Let me just move this over so I can get to the chat a little bit. There we go. I'm going to move my picture down some because I'm getting cut off. I'll put this over here so it won't hinder you guys so you can still see what's going on. This card, I believe, the way this card works, I thought it was supposed to slot into the base, but that I don't know. I thought it was supposed to, but I could be wrong. That's sort of a side profile of Batman, back shot of what he looks like. It looks like the head is on some type of ball joint right here, what it looks like. But that looks really, really cool. So you can see it right there. Again, this looks to be all one solid piece, which is an interesting idea. and that's what the grapple all pieces look like individually. Looks like, so we have articulation. Looks we have hand articulation. You have a bicep. Looks like a double jointed elbow. You have shoulder, but it's gonna be probably hindered by this cape. It's on a floating ball joint for the head, from what we just saw. It's a one single peg point stand. You have double jointed knees, and you have feet articulation and toe articulation. They have it listed as 22 points of articulation. Next one, yep, that's what we're talking about next. Optimus is a Superman figure. This one right here is listed. Here's what the packaging looks like here. Again, they're using the DC Multiverse. So as I mentioned before, if you guys are coming into the chat late, this was 100% confirmed. Let me kill this real quick here. AVG, go away. This was 100% confirmed back in March, but we weren't sure about the packaging or what all these accessories were. This is in fact everything that you see. This, I think it comes with a flight stand. It looks like. I think. Yeah, here it comes with a flight stand because you can see the clear piece in the packaging right over here, right there. Actually, let me go back one right here. That clear stand, that clear piece. So it comes with a flight stand, so you'll be able to pose him in flight, which I do like that idea. Same type of articulation as the Batman. You have the wrist, double jointed elbows. Oh, I didn't mention that in Batman, the chest is on some type of floating rocker. You can see it here. The Batman one had the same type of joint. You have double knee joints. I don't know if there's a thigh cut here. I can't tell. There's a floating joint. He has a toe articulation. You can see that here. And yep, there's a flight stand right there I was talking about. So it comes with a stand that hooks around his chest. So I'm assuming it probably clips in place. I don't know if the clip can be, if it's a sandwich clip, like it will open and close like it will sandwich closed or not. I don't know if it holds by friction. I'm not entirely sure there, so don't hold me to that. A nice little side shot of him here. You can see the clip right here. So it hooks around and probably you tighten it down, it looks like, maybe. It's hard to tell from that pose. But I think McFarlane did a good job on these toys. Based on seeing for the figures here, they look like they do pretty good. He comes with two separate hands. Another set of interchangeable hands. So Superman looks pretty good. Next one is Batgirl. But the Batgirl links you to the Walmart picture. This is from McFarlane's site. So I went to McFarlane's site, and they bring you to Walmart's site. Now, the packaging here for Batgirl, she does come with a Collect and Connect, and that was 100% confirmed back from this piece here, but we talked about it back in March, that it was one of 3 pieces to build the Batmobile. And one thing I want to talk about kind of briefly is, why did they pick these 3 figures to build the Batmobile? This is the Batman, I believe it's the Batman Animated Series Batmobile. So I don't know why they meant the Batman Animated Series Batmobile to use with figures that are not part of the Batman Animated Series. That's what it looks like, but I could be wrong on the piece here. It might be a newer Batmobile, but it looks sort of like the Batman Animated Series Batmobile. She comes with the same identical grapple gun that we saw the Batman had. That piece here. Her card art right there, probably from the New 52. I believe. This is from the Art of Crime storyline, is where they're taking this art from. They're taking all these panel pictures from certain pieces of the character throughout the multiverse of DC Comics. Hey, Bizarro Supergirl, thanks for coming into the chat tonight. We just talked about the winners of the Funko Pop Battle Royal Season 1 first round. You can take a look at that on the video on demand. We're talking about the McFarlane toys for the DC Multiverse right now. That's the Batgirl sculpt. A little bit weird on the face sculpt. Our articulation, if we look her over here, let me go back to this one here so I can kind of zoom in. Looks like she has toe cuts, double jointed knees. I'm assuming you could have articulation in the thighs, it looks like here. She does have, again, a rocking chest joint. You have a double jointed elbow, and you have 360 at the shoulders, and you have a hinge, a ball jointed head, it looks like. But it does come with a Collect and Connect to build the Batmobile. That one sort of looks like the Batman Animated Series one, kind of, sort of, but it might not be. Again, I don't know why they picked this figure for it. If we go through the pictures, this is kind of what the artwork would look like. Oh, she also comes with a Batarang as well. This sort of gold Batarang. Sort of a side shot what it looks like. And that's all, I think all the pictures, oh, they have it out of packaging. Here we go. So that's kind of this shot. This is sort of a side shot. That's what the back looks like. And this is $25 for this one, mainly because it comes with the Collect and Connect piece. Next one, let's take a look at Nightwing. Nightwing comes with another Collect and Connect as well. This is coming from the Better Than Batman arc. So nice head sculpt for Nightwing. Double jointed elbows, wrists. He comes with his screamer sticks. Floating rocker joint in the middle here. Get rid of this piece here. We don't want that. He's another $24.99 one because it comes with the Collect and Connect piece. You have double jointed knees. You look like you have the floating. You have the floating rocker joint there. The action pose looks okay, but you can probably do some good stuff with him. He has his. Because it's weird, because remember, I used to read Nightwing, and I think he had utility belt stuff around his arms, like right here, this forearm piece here, or I guess you would say by his bicep. Those were his utility belt pieces, I believe. I don't know why they're not more predominant here, but whatever. That's how he normally carried his gear, but what is what it is. Let's take a look at the figure, more up in depth here. We have a nice shot there. Oh, you can see right here on the back, these slots right here is where the Eskrima sticks would be plugged in the position, so you can store his weaponry. Okay, nice little side shot of him right here. If we'll pick it. There we go. And here's what he comes with. He comes with a figure stand, which is a 1-point peg. He comes with the Collect and Connect middle piece of the Batmobile. Now, based on what I'm seeing here, and based on the packaging, this is a smaller sort of Batmobile. Meaning if you're expecting the characters to fit inside the Batmobile, they're not going to. They're not building it to like a scale. It's sort of like a little model. Sort of like a little display piece. As opposed to something that's really big enough to house the figure. It won't hold the character. So if you're expecting it to ride in the Batmobile, it won't happen here. So again, the packaging looks pretty good for Nightwing. Pretty good packaging there. And that's it for Nightwing here. Let's move over to the next one. This is back on the Mattel site. We have the Bat Who Laughs. He is the third one that comes with the Batmobile. Again, why they picked these three figures, I can't tell you that reasoning. I'm not 100% sure myself why they went in that particular direction. I don't know. I don't know why they picked these particular characters to go in that road. Make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. There we go. A little bigger for you. Let me go back down a little bit. There we go. So that is the Bat Who Laughs. This is part of the Dark Knight Metals line. This is the combination, as I said before, of both Batman and Joker. So he comes with 3 accessories total, not including the stand and the card. He has the other side of the Batmobile here. He comes with, it looks like a comma and a knife. Looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the next side of the packaging. Again, looks pretty good. Let me zoom back out again so you can see what it looks like. Here's what it looks like out of packaging. I like the frayed outfit. Again, for articulation, looks like the head will move, shoulders will spin, double jointed elbows, wrists. The chest, I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing here by this massive amount of stuff of his clothing, of his sort of robe, I don't know if there's articulation in the chest. I can't tell. Probably double jointed knees. I'll be able to get a better shot here probably. I like that right there. It looks sort of like this pose right here looks sort of like a statue. I do like that. I love the laugh. He can hold both weapons, which I do like. Here's another side shot. Okay, he has double jointed knees. You can see that right here. I'll kind of scroll the page down so you can see it. He does have double jointed knees right there. You can't store the weaponry, it looks like. It looks like he's forced to hold it based on what I'm seeing here. I haven't looked at this stuff, so I'm watching it for the first time with you guys, so if you wanted to know. This right here is the other side of the Batmobile that hooks up. And again, we're back to the packaging. So it looks pretty good. I do like that one. Do think it looks pretty good. Looks nice. They definitely look like they're all for the animated series. Well, we'll get to that in a second, Hobby. Because now we're going to take a look at the Batman animated series one right here. If you're curious, I dropped a link in from the main link that will bring you through all these. You can just go through each one individually, so you can see each one of the figures, which is what I'm doing now. I'm drinking tonight, guys, Mountain Splash, some generic Publix Mountain Dew. This is the Batman animated series one, which looks pretty good. Of course, the DC Multiverse means, if you look right here, the symbol of the multiverse, that means everything through the DC sort of catalog. You have movies, animated series, TV, comics. You have the entire gambit of what DC can make their characters from. That's a nice little pet pose here. One thing I don't like about the figure, yes, the Batman animated series made the figures very, very blocky, and I understand that, but it looks like it's too blocky. Like it anatomically looks wrong. Like the legs look way too skinny. Like this knee joint right here looks really, really thin. I'd have concerns about this knee snapping. It is double jointed, but I don't. It doesn't look like there's enough material on this leg. He does have a batarang, and he has a grapple gun here, which he's using the Batman Animated Series grapple gun, which is the one which had the red button on the side. You can see the red button right here on the side of the accessory. He has a batarang in this hand and the grapple gun in the other. Sort of nice back shot. It looks like one solid piece of material for the cape, which is what you expected from the Batman Animated Series toys. The figure is arching his back really, really far back. That looks a little bit weird to me. This looks like maybe a single jointed elbow as opposed to a double jointed, like we've seen with the other figures. He comes with, let's see, we have the card, and that one said, I can't even see what the picture of the card says right there. It comes with a batarang, the grapple gun, and 2 pairs of hands, and a figure stand. So, not too bad. Next one, we'll take a look here at the Superman animated series. This one's a bit weird. He comes with a steel gurney and a pair of hands. I think he has a flight stand. Maybe, I can't tell. Let me take a look here. By the first picture here, I don't know. I don't know if he has a flight stand. It doesn't look like one, so he might not come with a flight stand, unfortunately, guys. Which is just it's a shame if he doesn't have one. Let me make sure anybody said anything in the chat. Yep, good. So yeah, looks okay there. He's sort of the metal gurney right here. You see a detail which looks good. What I'm wondering is if you can take the metal gurney, because if you look at the metal gurney, there's a sort of a round, like a hump in the gurney. I'm assuming you can put that over his head, like he got hit in the head and it went over his head. I'm assuming you can probably do that sort of gimmick with it, but I don't know. But it looks like you can. See what I mean? The hole right here, how it goes up and around, you might be able to do that. So I don't know exactly. Oops, go back to this one here. So he's holding the gurney. He's able to hold it. But yeah, that's the Superman animated one. Again, very, very skinny on the knees. I'm not sure why they made the knees so thin. Yes, it's stylized. Yes, I get that. But it looks way too thin for me. Next, we've got one that I want, which is the Green Lantern off the Justice League. I believe Justice League Unlimited did this one. This is one I'm going to be buying. Absolutely. I like the packaging. He comes with a couple pieces of the construct. Again, concerns with the knees. The knees look very, very thin. You could tell he has a rocker in his chest. So head, I'm assuming, is an articulated joint, a ball joint. Shoulders articulated. Double jointed elbows. It looks like it's a floating joint. It might be a rocker as well. Double jointed knees, foot and ankle articulation. He comes with his accessories. He comes with this big blaster and a visor that hooks around to the back of his head and over his eye, right? Actually, around the back of his head, and it comes to his, like a mouthpiece. That's what we're looking for. So yeah, it looks nice. I do like the accessory. Looks pretty good. It says Justice League on it, on the card right there. So it looks good. I like that figure. So definitely one to really think about if you want to get this figure. So I really like this one. Next, we'll take a look at Harley Quinn. This is from I believe, the animated series as well. Hopefully you can see it okay. Looks pretty good. Next is sort of a side shot of it here, again. Back over there. I'm just taking a look here. Perfect. Here she's holding the hammer. Of course, this is the animated version of Harley. This is where, if you were not familiar, Harley Quinn originally debuted in the Batman animated series. She grew in popularity because of Paul Dini and the people who put together the Harley Quinn character and sort of moved it into the mainstream DC continuity. That character never existed in DC, short of the animated series. So I do like her hammer. There's a little smiley face on the hammer up here. Looks really, really nice. She's in a Harley Quinn outfit, the Harlequin outfit. The red and black. For articulation, looks like we have shoulders, double jointed elbows, wrists. Neck looks to be on a ball joint, I would assume. She has that floating rocker joint in her chest, appearing to be. Uh, Looks like I can't tell if there's swivels on the thighs, like so you can swivel the entire thigh itself. Double jointed knees, ankles, and toe articulation. She comes with, I like that pose right there, Harley. Looks good. This might be, because this looks like maybe from the, it looks like animated series, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be animated series. Go back this way a little bit. Nice back shot of Harley. Again, another back shot of Harley here, holding the hammer behind her back. This looks like the animated Harley, so I'm assuming it is. Nice shot of all the weapons. She does come with the bang flag right here. Again, single-pointed foot stand or stand for the figure. I don't know why they didn't give us double foot pegs on it. I think those are much more stable compared to a single-pointed foot stand. I never liked that one. Next, we're going to go to the TV world. We're talking Green Arrow. This is from the Arrowverse. Packaging looks pretty good. Side shot of it here. Him holding, you can knock an arrow to the bow, and you can put arrows into the quiver. He doesn't come with an additional head sculpt, so this hood is always going to be in the up position. You can see it right there. It's always going to be up, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Next one is kind of what he looks like, just standing still. Articulation, I don't know how much articulation we're going to have on his head because of the hood. It may hinder it. You can make it look like he's grabbing an arrow. He has double jointed elbows. He has shoulder articulation. I don't know what he has for chest because the entire vest he has on might be hindering it. I can't tell. It looks like there's a thigh. It looks like the leg cut here. So in the groin piece, it looks like there's a cut where these legs meet together. Possibly double jointed knees. Yes, there are, which looks nice. The back holds the quiver. He comes with a quiver that you can put the arrows in to store it. You can knock an arrow to the bow, and I'm assuming the hand will be in sort of like a draw, so you can hold the arrow based on what we saw here. Let me go back to it. It looks like he's able to hold the arrow at least, so one of his hands here can grip the string. So that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Next, we're taking a look at the Superman. This is the Unchained Armor Superman. From the, I think it's called the Unchained series. Looks a little bit different. He's wearing a suit of armor. So this is from a comic series. He has these big, huge wings you can put on. It's a big metal suit, it looks like. This is kind of what the suit would look like in the comics. I never read Superman this far new, so I don't know much about this sort of run, so I can't tell you much about it because I don't know. I don't know if the wings can detach. Let's take a look at the back of the figure. So it looks like they're on a pivot. It's probably going to, from what it looks like here, what I'm seeing, it probably pegs into the back. So I'm assuming you could probably detach the wings from the back of the figure. I would assume. I'm not 100% sure about that, though. Or you could drop the wings down. Because these look like, sort of like the way the shoulder pads look. It looks like the wings hook down. Yeah. Yeah, so the wings would be on a articulated joint. I probably lost my stream again on the other side. I apologize, guys. It's popping. I'm going to pop back in a second here, so my stuff's going to get all messed up in a sec. Give it 1 second. Or I'll get caught up, one of the two. Yep, I just lost it. Yeah, I think it just disconnected. So the next one was the second here. Yoink. Let me get back over here. Sorry about that. Move this down a little bit. I'm going to try to reboot this one more time. I don't know why it's having all these weird issues. Just after my move, my little monitor just has been acting up like crazy. Let me make this a little bit smaller and move this over here. Excuse me. Let's see if I can get this hook back up again. Hopefully, yep, we reconnected. As long as I can keep on reconnecting, I'm not super worried. Move it back over here. Hopefully I can get it back over. Yep, there we go. There we go, perfect. So yeah, the wings here, I'm assuming, can articulate down. All the 24.95 McFarlanes have 25 points of articulation. If it was a 24.99 one, that means this one. No, that would be incorrect, Optimus, because the $25 one doesn't have 25 points of articulation. It has 22. You can see it right here. 22. They're charging 25 because of the Collect and Connect piece. Well, I don't know if it looks like it's 22. They say 22 here. I'm going by what's on the packaging. If they give you 25 points, that'll be cool, but I don't know. Going back to where we were at over here, the Superman one. Yeah, it looks. I'm guessing the wings can swing down. So yeah. Next, let's take a look at the Hellbat Batman. Pretty interesting figure. I'm not sure when this particular figure came into precedence. I'm assuming part of Rebirth. Again, another guy with a lot of like the big wings over here. You can see those. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, Optimus. I wouldn't doubt it. But who knows? I don't trust McFarlane to begin with as it is because of their, like I said at the beginning of the stream, they're not really known for having heavy amount of articulation. So I'm not really, looking forward to super amounts of articulation. If I get, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, wrists, shoulders, head movement, chest rocker, I'll be happy with that. My main concern is the scale. It looks still like these figures are 7 inches in scale, which throws everything off. I'm not 100% though on that. These wings are big, 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 big wings. This looks like it hooks through the back, and I'm assuming you can probably move them up and down on that rocker. I'm assuming. Yeah, you can move them down because you see them folded in. So the suit looks good. I like this Hellbat suit. It looks really, really nice. Uh, this one comes with a stand, the card, and the figure itself. He sort of looks like Arkham Knight, kind of, sort of. Yeah. Yeah, let's count it. Hold on. Let's take a look here. So if we count it out, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't know about the knees. I mean the thighs. Don't know about that. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Not counting these. Don't know about those. So I can't really count that. So I don't know because you can't really tell from this how much articulation you have in the thigh cut. So don't know about that. Going back to the Hellbat. But yeah, he looks really, really good. I do like this. I do like the way he looks. And he has He has supposedly 22 points as well. And last but not least is their Bat Raptor. It's some type of vehicle you can put the characters in because it looks like it's meant to hold figures. Um, this is not. This is an additional piece, like it'd be a vehicle set. I don't know if it's going to come with a character. They just put this Batman in as a sort of reference point. Hey, OMG, thanks for coming into the chat tonight, my friend. I'm going to be taking pictures of your stuff probably tomorrow and giving it to you on Twitter so we can do the box exchange. I'm assuming the wheels will roll on this vehicle. I guess. I can't really tell. There's an axle in the front here. So I'm assuming this wheel will move. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I would guess. And that's all the figures for this wave. Let me bring this back over here now. And cut this. Hold on. Apologies for the weird screen. And I'm going to move this over. So I'm going to kill... Oh, move this here. Move this back over here. Perfect. So keep track of what's going on now. Excellent. Get rid of that. Perfect. Now we're back to where we're at. Yeah, so that's the this back. Yeah. So that's the McFarlane's complete first wave of their new DC Multiverse figures. What do I think about them? I'll give you my opinion. Besides the weird issues with the articulation as far as how many points it has, is it really 22 or is it 25? I don't 100% know. I'm going by what's listed on the packaging. It could be wrong. Again, I don't know until I get the figure in hand and I can go through all the points of articulation. Again, my big concern with McFarlane Toys was their articulation to begin with, because they're not known to have really highly articulated figures. Maybe some of their newer stuff, but stuff that I remember getting with them when I first had action figures with McFarlane Toys, they weren't articulated at all. Their stuff was not that good. Not great at all. And I like some of their dragon figures that they came out with from McFarlane's own Dragon line, but some of their newer Spawn figures, I don't like it. The legs are locked in place. You have articulation in the top portion of the figure, but nothing on the bottom legs, nothing else like that. Me, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like when you don't have any articulation in your figures. Not a big fan of it, so go figure. One thing I will talk about, I'm going to circle back again to, is the Funko Pop Battle Royal stuff. At the beginning of this video, I talked about who won all the rounds. If you missed that portion, definitely head back to the video on demand, and you can see who won each piece. The only one that was a deciding one where I had to make a choice was the second round, which was the Alien Xenomorph versus Predator. Unfortunately, it ended in a tie, and I picked the Alien Xenomorph just based on the figure itself, and that's I thought was a better figure. That being said, I got everything I needed to talk about tonight out of the way. Let's do some Q&A. Let's do some Q&A, guys. Fire up in chat for me. 22 areas, 25 points because shoulders and wrists are hinge and swivel counts as 2 points at the shoulder, etc. Yeah, Optimus, agreed, but you can't tell only because of the lower legs. There could be a thigh swivel there, or I don't know how the legs will articulate. So that's one of the reasons I can't put all the articulation points in, because I don't know, based on the pictures, how they move. Even looking through all those images, you can't really see some of the points of articulation. They might have hinges and swivels. I don't know. You can look at the Green Arrow one. That head didn't look like it moved to me. So some might have more than others. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny because I can't see it. The ankles are jointed, and you have a foot swivel, a foot hinge as well. So you have ankle articulation, and you have a foot hinge. So the toe will move. Well, great, you can see them. I couldn't see it from the thighs. If you look at the thigh cuts, the question is the thigh cut like the Mattel one, where the leg will spin 360, or does it break at the crotch and only move? Does it swivel or spin? I can't tell that. So I'm not going to say either yes or no on that, because I can't tell until I have the figure in hand. So let's talk some Q&A tonight, guys. Throw some Q&A at me. I want to answer some questions. Let's do that. I'm in the mood for some Q&A tonight. Hit me up. Throw it in the chat. Please, please do not be shy with me. If it's 25, that's fine. I have no problem having 25 points of articulation. My concern would be the animated series figures. I don't think those double knee joints are going to hold up. They look too flimsy to me. I don't think they're strong enough. I think they're going to break, based on what I'm seeing. Throw some Q&A at me, guys. Q&A is open. Ask away. Do not be shy. I am here to answer questions. How many of those am I going to get? Definitely going to get the Green Lantern one. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. They mentioned this as their Wave 1. Now, I don't know if Wave 1 means everything's going to be released into the market at one time. I don't know if they're going to do them in sporadic releases. Like, you'll get half the Wave 1 during half the month, and then further in you'll get more. They look weird, Bizarro. They look really, really weird. The top portion looks really, really good. The bottom portion of the legs look bad. What are my top 3 Star Wars movies? It would be Empire. It would be Rogue One, because I love Rogue One. And probably Return of the Jedi would be my top 3, if I had to place an order. If you ask me my favorite Star Trek movie, that's very, very easy, because that would be Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan is by far the best movie I've ever seen for Star Trek, compared to all the other Star Trek movies ever. That includes older stuff and newer stuff. Yeah, Harley looks a little bit normal-ish. She looks a little bit normal-ish compared to the other figures. Her waist is too skinny. I agree, Bizarro. But they really tried to stylize it because of the Batman animated series. I think they went too far extreme on it. Where they tried too hard, excuse me, to make it look like the animated series figure. And you lose a little bit of the quality when it comes to, like, the legs, as an example. I don't think the legs are good enough, personally speaking. Let me ask you, OMG, a question, because you're a big Friday the 13th fan. What was your favorite movie? I'm not a horror guy at all. But what was your favorite Friday the 13th, OMG? I think for me, my favorite Friday the 13th might have been... I always liked the fake Jason one. I think that was number 5, I believe. But I could be wrong on my Friday the 13th movies. But I always liked that one. I thought that one was interesting because it really wasn't the real Jason. It was a guy posing as Jason. So I thought that one was good. Part 6. I don't remember which part 6 was. Top 3 Star Wars original trilogy. Any movie, any order you want. Yeah, part 5. That was Roy. Yeah, that was Roy. That was the one where he had his mask had the blue chevrons, if I remember correctly. That was the blue chevron one. I think they call him the fake Jason. Jason X. I've actually never seen Jason X. I've heard of it. I've seen bits and pieces, like little clips on YouTube, but I've never seen the full movie. It was really, really bad. Me and my girl, a few weeks ago, surprisingly, we watched a marathon of Nightmare on Elm Street. So we watched from, like, I think the last 4 Nightmares, including the remake. The remake when we watched that one too, which was really, really bad. Really, really bad. It was no Robert Englund. The guy who played Freddy was no Robert Englund. He didn't have any of the Freddy charm. There was no magic there. You love part 6, 4, and 2. I like the other Deep and X. Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, that was not a great one. We did do Jason versus Freddy. We watched that one as well. I forgot how much I enjoyed that movie. That was a very, very good one. And if you guys did not know, at one time there was a script. It was slated to do Jason versus Freddy versus Ash. That was a movie that was going to happen. They couldn't either they couldn't work out the script, they couldn't work out the rights, or a combination of the both issues, but they were going to do that. It's alright, Bizarro. No worries. Yeah, but I mean, that was... It would have been interesting seeing Ash against Jason and Freddy. I think that would have been very, very cool to see something like that. Especially like Bruce Campbell, who doesn't take those things super seriously, and just basically would just literally just jaw jack with Freddy. That would have been fun to see something like that. But yeah, this weekend definitely going to be picking up the pieces for OMG's box. Hopefully I'll get it together by this weekend, maybe next weekend, and I will send out your box to you. Yeah, they did a graphic novel with Ash, because they could have done something like that, because that would just be getting the rights to the character name, things like that. It'd be much easier probably to do that than to get the actor, get the script, get all that stuff put together. To do a graphic novel would be much, much, much easier from the perspective of all the additional avenues you had to go through to get all the rights to the stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that would have been interesting to do if they went that road. I'm still very far behind on my comics. I still have not read the last few issues of the new Green Lantern stuff. Jason Goes to Hell was awful. Yeah, it was very, very bad. Um, I'm so far behind. I got all 12 issues for Doomsday Clock. I have not yet read that, but I wanted to get all of the books so I can do them in kind of in succession, so I didn't have to wait 3 months per book. And I'm reading Deceased, which is their DC version of sort of Marvel Zombies, but DC's version of it. Yeah, that's one thing I'm hoping for OMG. I'm going to give you some shots and stuff around the studio in my bedroom, so you know kind of what I have. I saw some stuff already that I thought would be very good for you. If there's any new stuff you picked up before this weekend, please send it to me on Twitter, so I don't buy any dupes for you. I have some ideas already for you. I'm gonna be me and my girl are gonna go pick out the stuff together because she likes doing stuff like that, kind of finding things for people. So we're going to be doing that definitely, hitting up a lot of stores. Again, try to keep the boxes to about $50. Anybody else who wants to do trade boxes, I'm always willing to do them. As far as if you want to shoot video for it, you're more than welcome to open mine. I will always shoot video on yours. If you don't want me to talk about something, I won't. If there's anything special inside the box, I will not talk about that if you don't want me to. Just going forward. But yeah, as far as comics go, I had that. I have Naomi. I think it's called Naomi, which was New Bendis's book that he put out. I have that trade I need to read. And the new is called Far Sector, which is a sort of kids-esque take on Green Lantern. So that's a new series that came out. It's a 12-issue maxi series. I have issue 1 and issue 2, which I haven't gotten to yet. Jason Takes Manhattan was your first Friday. It Most all Jason movies are going to be sort of campy, corny because they're in that slasher sort of vein. Freddy was very kind of he killed you in a very slapsticky sort of way. Uh, I always thought of Jason as the unstoppable killing machine, as a sort of unstoppable juggernaut. Jason is so bad, but it's a really fun movie to watch. Was that OMG and Optimus? Was that the one where a guy was fighting Jason and Jason punched his head off? I think that was the one in Jason Takes Manhattan. I think it was, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I think that's the one where he punched it and the guy's head went clean off. If you guys do like the older slash movies, I recommend taking a look at American Horror Story 1984. It has a it has a uh, slasher esque feel to it. I was very very good. I think it was 10 episodes. 10 episodes. It was pretty good. It was very enjoyable. I'm not a big American Horror Story guy. I saw my girl turned me on to the Murder House, which was a very very good. The very first season was great. The uh, the uh, the Carnival one with the clown, and the one with the cult are the ones I've seen. I watched about halfway through the Apocalypse one. I hated it, and I saw American Horror Story 1984, which was very very good. I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was very very cool. But yeah, so this weekend OMG I'll be picking up your box. Normally I would do a video today, but I decided to do the stream instead to let you guys know kind of about the Funko Pop Battle Royal stuff, as I mentioned before, and talk about the McFarlane toy stuff, which it was interesting that the leak happened and how accurate that leak was, in fact. That's why they had to pull it down, because they were like literally right on the money. Kind of crazy, a lot of twists. I do agree with that. Stuff with the Night Stalker was a bit interesting as well. How good the guy who did Ramirez's the actor, the way they made him look like Ramirez. So it was very very interesting going that particular direction. Very very weird, and the twist they gave you where you think it's going one way and it kind of turns you another really quickly. It was very enjoyable. It was a very enjoyable show. Again, you got to take it for what it is. I really really did like it. It was a very very good show. But we're coming up to 9 o'clock, guys. I wanted to actually be 10 o'clock, guys. I want to thank everyone who came into the stream tonight. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties with the little monitor on the side. Got in the way. So I want to thank everyone who came in. OMG, I'll be putting your box together, getting those shots out to you probably in the next couple days. Again, I want to thank everybody who came into the stream, supports the channel, watches my content. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. It does mean a lot to me. Again, I do this. I use my time. I don't make any money on my channel. I enjoy doing this for you guys, bringing you guys entertainment and fun. That's the whole point of what I do with this channel. Again, I want to thank everybody who came in. I'll be cutting the video in a second. Did I pick up any anniversary Transformers? No, I did not. Um, the only one I would want to get my hands on would be the new Blue Streak. That would be the only one I really would want. I think they call it the 35th anniversary, I believe, but I could be wrong. That would be the only one I really, really want. I haven't picked them up yet. They have a new Cliff Jumper coming out, which is the Earth version of them, which is, as I mentioned before in many videos, just to reiterate, my favorite three Transformers have always been Cliff Jumper, Skywarp, and Blue Streak. Those are my three favorite Transformers to this day. Those are my favorite three Transformers. Those are three Transformers I got when I was a kid, and I always gravitate to those three specific Transformers. So, if I pick up anyone, it would be the Blue Streak figure. So, that's about all tonight, guys. Again, I want to thank everybody who came into the stream tonight. You can take a look at the video on demand of this stream when it goes live in the next probably 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm cutting it tonight, guys, in 3, 2, 1. Take care, guys, and good night.